This sapodilla variety is called Siku.
Yes.
And what makes Blackie unique is that the skin is edible. There's a history of jujube. When I first discovered it at the University of Chiang Mai, they said that it was a two-season mango. And so the nurseries couldn't get enough. So they did something cheeky. They planted the seedling.
Somebody from New York is going to ask somebody from Jamaica how to pronounce something. Is it lychee or lychee? So for young fruit enthusiasts out there, that want to explore the world and bring new fruits to the United States, what advice would you have for them? What's the best fruit that you've ever tasted in all over the world when you travel?
Mango.
Mango. And what's the best mango? What's your favorite mango you ever tried? Everybody, here we are with Maurice Kong, and we're going to look at his trees and interview him today. Maurice, how long have you been at this property?
Over 45 years.
45 years at this house.
And
Wow.
this is a work of labor digging those holes, you know.
How big's the property?
Just a house lot.
Just a house lot. Okay. And show us around your trees, and then we'll interview you.
Most homeowners buy plants from fruit trees from nurseries. I do buy a few to please my wife, but most of my collection is that I collected overseas. I travel around the world and I collect improved variety cultivars of fruits, and I introduce them to the Rare Fruit Council and Fruit and Spice Park. And if they perform well under conditions, then I introduce it to the public. That takes quite a long time, though.
Wow, so you've been doing this a long time. What got you into this? When you were growing up, did you grow fruit trees?
Jamaica is a land of fruit trees.
Yeah.
And I'm familiar with most of the trees, fruits.
Yes.
Then I was living in Thailand for a while, and so got a chance to try all different new fruits that they don't grow in Jamaica. So
Wow.
that's how I got started.
Wonderful, wonderful. So with your trees here, do you spray your trees or no?
I don't use any chemicals at my house.
Okay. Do you think people that are growing fruit trees, do you think chemicals are necessary, or they can do it without it?
That's their option.
Yes.
I can't pass an opinion on that, you know.
Sure.
This is a sapodilla in my collection from Indonesia. What makes this a little bit different is that it is not only sweet, smooth, no grain, and the skin is edible.
Now, somebody from Jamaica told me the skin's edible on all sapodilla.
Some.
So when you say edible, you mean healthy to eat, or is it just not too thick?
You can eat the skin. Some skins are thick, some skins are thin.
Okay, because I've been eating the skin. What's the name of this sapodilla?
Okay, this sapodilla variety is called Siku.
Siku.
You see there? If you can see it. Oh, you're.
Okay. And this is it a dwarf variety, or do you just keep it small?
I do prune it from time to time, but it's a medium size, not the regular ones.
Okay.
You will notice this is a sapodilla species. It's called cedar. So I didn't have any space, so I grafted it on the sapodilla rootstock.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Here it is.
Okay.
I planted in 1996, 1998.
Wow.
That's a long time ago.
Yes. Beautiful.
Well, when it comes to mango, there is a history of it. This tree is an air I brought back from Jamaica. Very difficult to air layer, but I did it somehow. And because of space limitation, I grafted many different varieties.
So the air-layered one you did, is there a preference of air layering over grafting, or is not?
I don't know. I just air-layered it and I brought
Okay.
it.
And what's the one from Jamaica called? Is there a name to it?
Yes, this particular one I air-layered is called Blackie.
Blackie. I'm familiar with Blackie.
Right?
Yes.
And what makes Blackie unique is that the skin is edible. There's a very thin skin. It has some fiber, but it's all right. To this tree, I then grafted a variety called Sugarloaf.
Yes.
I don't remember where I got it from. And this one here is called Nuan Jan from Thailand. These are the fruits of the Nuan Jan.
Wow. And you're able to keep the tree this size, or is it a vigorous grower?
I just control it.
Okay. So what do you want to show us next?
Well, let's see now. I'm ashamed to show you this tree, but I am very happy about it because there's a history of jujube. When I first came to the United States, the Fruit and Spice Park probably had the only jujube tree, but it was of the Indian variety, and it was a small, marble size, very similar to the ones in Jamaica that we called coolie plum. Well, when I lived in Thailand, I discovered that they had a much larger fruit, much tastier, and I said, oh, and I brought it here. And this tree is really the seedling of that tree because I had it in the back, and because of the homeowners association problem, oh boy, I had to relocate it. After that, I found that there is a larger fruit that didn't have much thorns, very similar to what they have here now. So it all started from the Fruit and Spice Park, and then when I introduced it, and I gave it to Chris Rollins, and that's what they have now at the park. You will notice all these crazy strings that I have been tying. If you know jujube, it grows upright. So whenever I all these are grafted now. So what I'm trying to do is trying to control the height, so I can just walk around on a short ladder and just harvest it. I'm too old to climb a ladder these days. Anyway, this is another fruit tree of the variety that is at the park right now. And I'm trying to do some earlier, some success, limited success. This is, of course, you know, the carambola, the Fang Tung variety. There's a very humorous story about it. Many years ago, the Rare Fruit Council sponsored Dr. Bob Knight to go to Thailand to collect seeds, and he brought back carambola seeds, and he said it is called Fang Tung. Well, it just so happened Fang Tung is the name of carambola. It's not the name of a cultivar. So how do I say it now? Mafuang is very similar to Fang Tung. So that's how that name came about.
Okay.
When Burma closed doors to the world, nothing was allowed in or out of the country. As soon as they allowed the visitors, I was one of the first to visit Burma. And fortunately, I had a contact, and he was able to kind of take me all around the country. He did all the talking, and I do all the photographs. So this is one of them. From Burma that I have not, I have quite a few varieties I have not released to the public. It's called Tong Lone Tda Dong. It's also called watermelon mango.
Watermelon mango.
But it doesn't taste like watermelon mango. Their version of it is 3 mangoes resembling it of a watermelon.
Oh. So it's from there. So how come this hasn't been released to the public, something like this?
I just decided to keep some for myself for the right time.
Sure. And how does it taste?
It's a large mango that side. It's mostly eaten green, and you can eat it ripe, of course. And since there are a lot of other mangoes, so many mangoes, I said I'd just wait at the right time to eat it.
But you say it looks like a watermelon, but it doesn't taste like a watermelon.
No, it tastes like a regular mango.
But it got the name because it looks the shape of a watermelon.
That's how the Burmese interpret it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what my wife likes. I didn't introduce this. This one is called Maha Chinook.
Okay.
I planted it 2013. There is another one here. I must have lost the label. It's called, from Burma, it's also called Sri Yazama.
What about that one? It's just
It's one of Chris Rollin's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do you think this tree is? This fruit tree?
This tree. Oh, it smells, no? No, I don't know.
This is a fruit tree I collected from Cambodia. It's a dwarf longan.
I was going to say the flowers look like longan.
Yeah. It has never been pruned. This is about 30-something years old.
Wow. And do you get fruit off of it?
Well, does this answer you?
Look at
Every year.
Every year.
The only disadvantage is that it is that small and not much flesh. But hey, it is fruiting at the off season. But it would be an ideal plant for a condo, patio, you know.
Sure.
And of course, you know this one. Sigisium javanicum, wax jambu.
Yes.
At one time, I went to Indonesia and I collected about 8 varieties from there and 3 from Thailand. And I had them planted all here, primarily for rootstock. I had to take them all out. So now I only have 3 varieties. This one is called Citra from Indonesia. This one is from Thailand. It's called, oh boy, I forgot the name. Sintalon? No. Anyways, and this one is called Super Apple from Indonesia.
And the ones that you took out, did you have them bring them somewhere else or no?
I had nobody to take them.
Wow.
And they were big trees.
Wow.
This is a unique mango tree. This is a double graft. This one is called Yai Grum. As a matter of fact, hey.
Yai Grum?
Yes, from Thailand. I have pictures of the original. The original one has a kind of bump here. But
so is this a
the
seedling
taste was
of
the
it?
same, huh?
Is this a seedling of it, this one?
I brought back the original one, but it died in the hurricane.
Uh-huh.
So this one had a double graft. This one is this one. That is fruiting now. But this one is called a Thai giant. It goes to about 3 pound size.
Wow, wow. Now this original one here, or this one of this graft, is the graft from the original tree?
No.
No.
All the diagrams are seedlings.
And what's this called?
Which one?
This one.
Thai giant.
This one. The one you handed me.
This is Yaigrom.
Diagram.
This is the Garcinia dulcis. Again, I had a problem. It finally grew height, and because I had to reduce the height, when I cut it down and I looked, it was blossoming for the first time. This is now what, 5 years, and it hasn't blossomed again.
Wow.
This is a, what do they call it? Cherry Lata. This is a gift from a friend. So, to please my wife. These, of course, you know. This is a sweet variety from tamarind from Thailand. This is a seedling of the custard apple from Cuba.
Does it bear a lot of fruit?
Yeah. You see it's blossoming right now.
Yeah.
This is from Vietnam. It's called Nam Pet. And it's fruiting now.
What kind of fruit is it?
Longan.
Longan, yeah.
This is a tropical longan.
Tropical longan.
This, of course, is my favorite fruit. You know the leaf, right? The Jamaican ackee.
Ackee, yes.
Yeah.
So the ackee, there's two varieties, soft and hard, right?
Yeah, the hard ackee and the soft one is called butter ackee.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the hard ackee.
Okay, most people like the hard one, right?
Yes.
I like the soft one.
It's a matter of how you prepare it, too.
You know, I eat it raw.
I have never eaten it raw because I prefer to eat as a meal.
It's delicious raw, and then if you freeze it and take it out of the freezer, it tastes delicious.
I'm sure of it. I wouldn't question you on that. This is Jamaica Malay apple, variety Portland. I had at one time another variety from Trinidad. It's called La Pastora Special. It has a candy stripe color on the skin. And when I cut it down, unfortunately, I had to cut the graft off too. So I lost that.
Do we pass this one?
Huh?
This tree?
No. This is a longer one, but these are our rootstock.
I got you.
These two stumps are, of course, lychee. The lychee that I introduced from the Philippines is called Olan. What made it uniquely different from the other lychees, at my house anyway, it blossomed a month earlier, and the fruit was larger, medium size. The seed size is a little smaller than the Mauritius, and it had a longer shelf life. This is a fruit tree from the forest in Thailand. It's called Korlan. I did not bring this into Jamaica. It was given me by another Fruit and Spice Park member. This one is the Longgong. It's the species of the langsat. This, of course, you know, black sapote.
Tell me about the black sapote. What variety is this?
I don't know. It was given to me by a friend. So
okay.
The original tree was grafted with a giant black sapote, but somehow it never blossomed and it never fruited. So I said, what the heck? I just...
So you're grafting something on there?
Yeah, I did a graft.
Do you know what variety you grafted?
No.
Okay.
I got the budwood from Judy from the Fruit and Spice Bar.
Gotcha.
This is the original chokanan from Thailand.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Thailand, the chokanan, the shape of chokanan is different to the chokanan today. And of course, chokanan is a two-season mango.
Yes.
Very prolific, has a long shelf life, so you can ship it from here to Timbuktu, and it will stand up good. This is an experiment I was trying to graft a variety from New York, but it didn't work.
What fruit is it? Fig?
Fig, yes.
Fig, yeah.
This is another variety of longan. Here on this side, that's the BQ from Thailand, and on this side is a tropical, another variety of tropical longan. This is Guay, but somehow it hasn't fruited as yet. This is supposed to be sugar apple. This is the peelable sugar apple, the one you can just peel off and hold it in your hands. Unfortunately, it's not doing well because it's growing on the shade. So I have to try relocate it. To this longan tree, I grafted another one that I discovered in Vietnam some years ago. It's what makes it different. It is the skin is purple, not brown. I discovered that about 8 or so years ago, but it took me a long time to get it. Finally, I got it, and because of lack of space, I approached grafted to this one branch here. As you can see, you see?
Yes.
The graft is embedded inside this trunk here. This, of course, is moringa. This is from Indonesia, a variety called Bogor. It's a insect-resistant variety. It's a red flesh variety.
Of what?
Guava.
Guava. Wow. Wow. No worms.
No worms.
Variety. Wow.
But it's small.
Gotcha.
This is a brown turkey fig, but it hasn't been doing well here, so I regrafted it to another variety. That's a neem,
okay.
Neem there. And all of these plants over here is my wife's stuff, what she cooks with.
Is she from Jamaica too?
No, she's from Thailand.
Oh, wow, okay.
For those who are interested in peppers, I have 3 different varieties of peppers there. And one more, that's an eggplant, the purple eggplant. And this is this is the Cuban pepper. It has flavor. You can just,
it's not hot.
You can just eat it like that.
Okay.
This, of course, is the ever-bearing mulberry.
Okay.
See, what makes it nice is that at breakfast time, I can just come right out here, collect it, and put it in my cereal. Easy. If it's way out there, by the time you reach there, it'll all fall to the ground.
Yeah.
This sorry-looking plant is katuk. You know katuk? It's a favorite bush in Southeast Asia that they take the young tender leaves and they use it with scrambled eggs. It's supposed to have one of the highest mineral content of all green leaf vegetables.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
If you haven't tried it yet,
yeah, I've had it. I have a tree.
It tastes like boiled peanuts.
Yeah, I have a tree. It's delicious.
This is another of my wife's things. They call it gratin. She cooks it with it. And this is the the Thai giant white skin guava. I'm hoping to get a seedless red guava.
All right, so Maurice is going to sit down and chat with me, but he brought out some fruit, and we can discuss this first. But first, you have Mana Chinook. Now, what do you think of this mango?
Very good.
Now, somebody told me that there's two different kinds of Mana Chinook. There's one that people don't like, and there's one that's much better. They say one nursery has the one that tastes good, but if you get it from the wrong nursery, it doesn't. Do you know anything about this?
I'm not unaware. I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, Maha Chinook is a nice tasting mango.
All right, I'm going to taste this here and see. Very nice.
I was going to suggest you start from here because this is mild, a little milder, a little more. Then this is sweeter, and then that is sweet. So
okay.
It doesn't shine us. Confuse our taste buds.
Okay, so we're here with Maurice here at his house. We're going to interview him, but he brought out some fruit for us. And the first one he brought out is a wax jambu. So I noticed you have one of these trees, yes, in your yard, or no?
What, wax jambu?
Yes.
I have 3 now.
Yes. So is this one of your favorite fruits?
Yes.
Okay.
It's different from the ones that are sold by the nurseries. The ones at the nurseries are the ones from Bill Whitman, and that has a kind of bland. You see, wax jambu is, the quality is determined by the amount of bricks. If it has a bricks of less than 10, if it has a bricks of over, this is bricks 12.
And I know at another nursery up in West Palm Beach, they have numbers. They have the wax jambu number 1, number 3, and number 10. And some of them are red and some are white, right? But they have a sweet one up there. They have one up there that's a little sweet, but that's really nice, that one. That was nice.
As I said, I introduced 11 varieties of wax jambu.
Wow.
So, and the first wax jambu, the first named wax jambu was the one I introduced, which was a white.
But this is one with the highest bricks, this one.
The one that I have here right now.
Okay.
No, sorry, super apple is supposed to be a little higher.
Okay.
That is just blossoming it for the first time.
All right. And then, should we go to the next one, or you want to show us a picture or something?
Yeah, I wanted to show you.
Okay, here's the wax jambu.
I introduced the white one, then the green one, and this one, and this one. This is a Citra.
That's the one we're having now?
Yeah.
Okay, now, a question about these is, I had one of these trees, and somebody told me don't get it. I said, why? They said because some varieties get a lot of bugs inside them.
Okay. Wax jambu, if it fruits earlier in the spring, fine, no problem with the fruit fly. This lot here, some of them had it, and anything after that, full up of fruit fly. So I just use the fallen fruits for fertilizer. I just throw it around the tree.
Sure. Okay. Wonderful. Next, we have the Malay apple. Now, this is very popular in Jamaica, right?
Yes, this is a variety called Portland.
Portland. Is it known in Jamaica, Portland variety?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's grown in the area called Portland.
Okay, and the skin is edible, yeah?
Oh yes, of course.
Malay apple. I know people from Caribbean love this variety. Very nice. Okay, show us the Jamaican variety. There you go. So it looks similar to the wax jambu. Yes?
It's in the same family.
Same family. But not as sweet, right?
No.
Yeah.
And this is the one from Trinidad. It's called La Pastora Special.
Now, there are not many people here that have a tree of this. Why do you think?
For one simple reason. It grows tall. It can grow up to 60 feet here. Mine went up to 50 feet, but I forgot to show you. I cut it right down to 8 feet, but it took me several years to do it, so you don't shock the tree.
Will it still fruit at that size?
Did you not see I
Yes.
bugged all those fruits?
Oh yeah.
I had an earlier crop, no problem. But now I start to see some of the little black dots on the young fruits, which means the insects are making themselves at home there.
Okay, that's Malay apple. All right. So what variety would you recommend for Florida for people that want to grow it here?
That's the only one. This one doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. What happened to it that it doesn't exist anymore?
I just told you, the graft I had to cut it down.
Nobody got budwood before you cut it down?
And the people in this area don't know the trip fruit.
Okay, next we have the white Thai guava. Is this a special variety here?
No, it's a regular Thai guava.
Okay.
There are two types. There's one that is seedless, and there's one that is has seeds. This is the one that has seeds.
Very nice. Yeah. So what can you tell us about that?
Nothing special. It's just one the popular variety that they cut it in segments and dip it in their sauces and enjoy it as a snack.
Nice. All right. Now we're going to get into some mangoes. We have the
Nuan Jan.
Rowan Chan. R-O-A-N.
No, N.
Oh, N-O-A-N. Noan.
Nuan Jan.
Chan. N-O-A-N-T-J-A-N.
And UAN.
And N-U-A-N.
TJAN.
Yes. So tell us about this mango.
It's a mango that I collected from the University of Chiang Mai in Thailand. And it's very prolific, sweet tasting, and has no fiber at all, 100% free.
Wow.
And what I found last year when most mangoes did not fruit, this tree was late with fruit. And again, this year is also late with fruit. It seems to fruit early.
Delicious. Let me show. There's the name. Delicious. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And then we have the famous Maha Chinook.
I didn't introduce that. I knew about it, but I didn't introduce that.
Now the previous one, you introduced this. Does anyone sell it out here?
I haven't introduced it.
Okay, but does anyone in the United States have it that you know of?
One or two collectors that I accommodated them. Yes.
Wow, it's very nice. Okay, so the Maha Chinook.
It's available at some nurseries, yes.
I know this one is, yeah. So, but you say that you don't know that there's other varieties. As far as you know, there's one variety.
Not as far as I know.
It's very nice. Now, some people say that this is the most disease-resistant mango that they grow. It stays clean without any spray or anything. A lot of people say that.
Well, as you see, this one doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I actually like this one better, the other one, but they're both excellent. And then we have a Sapodilla. So what variety of Sapodilla is this?
This is the one from Indonesia. It is small fruit, smooth, sweet, and some people like its skin is supposedly edible. A lot of people eat it that way.
Okay, Sapodilla. What's the name of this variety?
Siku, C-I-K-U.
It has a different flavor than some other Sapodillas. It's
Slightly, not much
slightly
difference.
different. Did you introduce this one here?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know anyone growing it?
I've sold it to a few people.
Do you know anyone nurseries that have it or no?
No, not the nurseries.
Okay.
It's individual.
Well, what about the tree? Is it a small tree, a dwarf tree? Is it the one
Medium-sized tree.
Medium size. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Well, what a blessing to get to taste these different fruits.
This one has some skin on it.
That's all right. It's edible, you said, right?
Oh, yes.
All right. So, a little different flavor than any variety I've ever tasted, but it's nice.
On one of Chris Rollins' plant tours to Malaysia, we visited a Chinese orchid nursery. I suddenly froze when I realized I was looking at a rare umbrella I never even knew existed before, laden with fruits. It's also known as June plum, golden apple, and manzana de oro. Because the dwarf umbrella only grows to 6 to 8 feet tall, it has now become a popular backyard tree with limited yard space in Florida. The dwarf umbrella was so successful in the U.S., it became an overnight success in Jamaica and just about every island in the Caribbean and other countries, including the Cook Islands, proved to be my most successful fruit tree introduction. Another popular fruit is ganap, also called mamoncillo, Spanish lime, and chanet. The ganap in Florida are not freestone nor as sweet as those I've tasted in Jamaica and in other countries. Some years back, I brought back a sweet freestone ganap from Grenada and Guyana, but they never survived. In Jamaica, I tasted a ganap that had a hint of pineapple, that some rare food council members would simply smile in disbelief. I brought back a bunch of this sweet freestone ganap for my skeptic member, Ned Vestal, and other members to taste in those days. In those days, there were no USDA restrictions to bring back fresh ganap fruits into the U.S. I also mentioned distinctive flavor in a past issue of the Rare Food Council Tropical Fruit News magazine.
So, if I could ask you a couple of questions now, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right. So, Maurice, when you were growing up in Jamaica, you were growing a lot of, were your family growing a lot of fruit trees?
No, we just had a house lot and one or two. We had sugar apples, soursop, breadfruit, mango, of course, lime, different avocado.
Of all the fruits that you've tasted in your life, what's your favorite fruit?
Mango, of course.
Huh?
Mango.
Mango, okay. So, when did you go from just growing fruits with your family to exploring the world to taste different fruits? What changed? Was it a career move or was it just a hobby?
When the Jamaica Prime Minister was trying to introduce communism in Jamaica, they intimidated a lot of the business community, and we had a business, the result of which I was hurt. And so the family decided your life is worth much more than money. So no problem getting citizenship here. So that is how it all started.
So you came to the United States and then you started growing tropical fruit?
When I came to the United States, I had to buy this house. And this house was not yet ready. So I spent a lot of time in Thailand because I was married there. And so when I came back, they had points on the tree by the mailbox. And I had to take that out. And I said, what else do I do? So I said, of course, fruit trees. And that's how it started.
And when you went around the world bringing and introducing new fruits to this country, was that something that was a hobby or were you paid to do that?
I did it to kill time. But the house wasn't ready.
What's the
And
most...
I also, of course, went with Chris Rowland in tours, and we collected plant material too, fruit trees too.
Sure. What is the most popular fruit that you introduced to the United States?
Yes, impossible because everybody has different tastes.
I didn't say the best fruit. I said the most popular amongst people.
I would say mango.
Mango.
Yeah.
What are some of the varieties of mangoes that you introduced to the United States?
That I introduced. I think I introduced Blackie. When it comes to Thailand, Chokanan, one or two more. There was one they called Sam Ludu, which means a 3-season mango, but I lost that. Oh, I don't know where to start. I forgot now. I can send you the information
Sure.
if you want it.
And what about other countries besides Thailand? Any other mangoes from other countries?
I introduced one from the Cook Islands called Via Avi, I think. Via Avi Ava. Complicated name. I introduced it, but it didn't survive because of the long trip from the Cook Islands. It had to pass through the Cook Islands, through New Zealand because there is dependency of New Zealand. Come all the way through California where you have a lot of problems. Come here, just didn't survive.
Now, when you go to introduce these, are these things you're doing through the government, or are these things you're sticking in your pocket to introduce?
No, you have to apply for a permit.
Okay.
A permit, and then you have a post-entry permit, and then in the country you have to get a post-entry permit from them too. It has to go through there.
Okay.
And this place at one time was approved for post-entry plants,
Okay.
quarantine plants.
Now, there's a couple of mangoes that I've heard that you had a hand in. Either you introduced them or had a hand in that. And one of them was very well known, called
Ice cream mango?
Well, ice cream.
Okay.
So,
Ice cream mango I introduced in Jamaica, from Trinidad to the United States.
so not Jamaica, from Trinidad to the United States.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually collected from a Rare Food Council member in Tobago, but it originated in Port of Spain.
So Port of Spain.
So it's from Trinidad. Port of Spain is the capital
Okay.
of Trinidad. Then, of course, Burma, I introduced 11 varieties of...
Yeah, before we get to Burma, with ice cream, was it called ice cream out there?
yes, it's an actual name, ice cream. And I had taste tested Fruit and Spice Park, and it was a winner. They compared with other varieties. I had it at, I think Richard Campbell did it at third time.
When you were in Trinidad and Tobago, did you taste it out there?
Yes, that is how it is. It's
And you
covered
loved it. And then you said, I want to bring this to the United States.
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
Now, is there a controversy of some people of another Caribbean island saying this originally came?
No.
No, okay. So originally from Trinidad and Tobago, ice cream. What did you know about it at the time? Did you know it just tastes great, but did you know if it was a vigorous grower? Did you know if it was a dwarf? Did you know much about it or did you just go and taste?
I visited a member in Tobago, and he had a tree, and it had fruits, and we tried it. And I said, this is a winner, and that's it.
So he was in Jamaica or Trinidad?
I was in Tobago, in Trinidad.
Tobago, okay. So you tasted it, you loved it, you brought it back here. Now, it says, people say it's not the best producer. What is your knowledge about that? Do you know much about that?
I have never gotten feedback from people, because they bought it through nurseries. I just know that mine fruited, and after it fruited, after a while, I had to replace that same tree with a new variety I am introduced because I have no space.
In terms of the size of the growth habit of the ice cream, it's a dwarf-sized mango. It stays small.
Kind of dwarf size.
Now, the original one that you got, was it budwood you got from it or seedling? Budwood. So from that tree, was that a bigger tree or a dwarf tree as well?
It was a regular medium-sized tree, about maybe 20 feet. 15, 20 feet, something like that.
Yeah, and I have to say, for tasting mangoes, ice cream is maybe in my top 3 mangoes. It's delicious. Thank you. It's absolutely delicious. Now, in Jamaica, there's one called Bombay. When you first tasted the ice cream, did you think it had a similar flavor to the Bombay? Or
It's
different?
uniquely different. You just can't compare.
Can't compare, okay. Because some people do compare. They say it has that kind of flavor.
To each his own.
To each his own. Fair enough. So now go to Burma. You go to Burma and you taste all these mangoes. How many you said you introduced from Burma?
I think it was 11.
11. And of those 11s, I know the one that has become most common, popular today, but are there several that you want to name?
The PPK was the most popular. And there is one called Saint Talon, which Zill, I think, still has. Some people have it, but it did not have that distinctive lemony flavor or another flavor to kind of popularize it as much as PPK.
Well, you see, it's Leon.
And thank you for calling it PPK and not Lemon Meringue.
We're going to get into that, but the other one you mentioned, from Burma, the one we were just talking about, the Sia, what, how do you say it?
Saint Talon.
Saint Talon. This, from what I understand, is also often mistaken, because Walter Zill has this one. This is mistaken as a guava. Have you heard this?
No.
Okay.
I have no contact with Walter or
Okay.
Gary.
So-
Because I already, you see, again, I have to go way, way back. When I collected, it was about 11 different varieties. If you want to know the names, I'll go get that information for you. I did not have enough rootstock, so I wasn't friendly with Lawrence Zill, the father, and he says, "Okay, Maurice, I'll grab it for you, and we'll talk about selling it later." I said, "Fine." I never heard from him. I was in no hurry, and eventually passed, and Gary took over. The next thing I heard, a new mango was introduced called Lemon Meringue. I didn't know anything about that, nor did I really care, because I had enough mangoes to worry about. And I went to Laura Farms, and Laura said, "Oh, Maurice, I have a new variety of mango." I said, "Fine." And he took me and showed me, and I looked. I said, "Oh, something looks different here." Eventually, it turned out that, and I started to check, turned out it was actually Pyu Kalay. I guess the name kind of sounded better, but from a marketing viewpoint, because this flavor is unique, Gary renamed it.
When you first tried this, where were you?
In Burma.
And do you remember, was it completely different than any other mango you've
No, I
ever
remember it
tasted?
distinctly.
Yes. But did you never tasted anything else like it from a mango standpoint?
No.
Wow, wow. And it was very popular there at the time?
It's their #1 mango.
Still. Okay. So star apple is one of my favorite fruits, also known as camito. And you just showed me a picture of one called a Burgess. This is a variety.
From Jamaica.
From Jamaica. So tell us about this.
One of my friends found a tree, and he told me about it, and I didn't know of any known cultivars that is very popular here, so I told him, "Let's get it," and he brought it here, and I introduced it, and Julian got it. He's the only person that sells it.
It's delicious, and I highly recommend people try it. As Maurice said, Julian at laurafarmsmiami.com sells it, so you can try it. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Julian also has this governor's plum.
I've had this Governor's Plum. That's
Okay.
another one. Tell us about this.
Well, the governor's plum is from Guyana. What makes it uniquely different is that the governor's plum here are small. The fruit is back one is about that size. This one is not only large like this, it is thornless. The governor's plum here are very thorny. So that's what makes it unique. And this tree fruits about 2 or 3 times a year.
Is this the one that Laura Palms has as well?
That's the Laura one. He has. I see put up a few earlers on the tree right now. Java plum. The Java plum in the United States is usually planted as a median tree. It's usually black like that, and it's kind of astringent. So it's not a popular fruit as per se. I went to Indonesia and I saw it different. A mini Java plum. It's this size. See, it's about finger size, like that. Like a coffee berry size. And it has a different color and it's sweeter.
Let's show them this one here. And then this one here. Who's that?
That's Warren Lou from Jamaica. He is a very popular plant enthusiast. He probably has the largest collection of tropical fruits in Jamaica.
Okay.
Of course, you know about the black mango, right?
Yes.
The one that is edible.
Yes. This is the Blackie mango. And I know somebody actually might get trees and more. They have a tree.
Yeah, a couple of people have it.
Yes.
I like that fruit. This is a fruit I got I introduced from Michael Ferrero from Australia. It is about that size and it tastes like dried apricot.
Wow. What's it called? Australian. What's the
Anheim
apricot. Okay, wow.
It is said to be an Aborigines fruit. And then this one is a lychee I introduced from the Philippines. It's called Olan.
Olan. Now, from a pronouncing standpoint, somebody from New York is going to ask somebody from Jamaica how to pronounce something. Is it lychee or lychee?
Lychee is the popular name. Some people pronounce it lychee. As long as you call it lychee, as long as any name is okay.
So how do you pronounce it?
Lychee.
Okay, if I say lychee, is that okay? That's fine?
Sure.
Okay. All right, there you go, everybody. Okay, what's next?
Another fruit that is popular is the Inga. But Warren Lou, the same gentleman here, has the orange one. That's the one you have here in the United States. This is the one that he has.
The Inga. Now, is this called something else?
No, Inga.
Inga. Look at that. Okay.
The flesh tastes like cotton candy.
Are there some things that are in Jamaica that you've had that have not been introduced to the United States that you know people here would go wild for?
No, but there's a fruit called Jimbilin, which is Philanthus acidus. Warren again has the milder tasting version, but that wouldn't be popular with the people here. It's more a collector's item.
What's the name of it?
Jimbilin.
Jimbilin. Now, I have a good question for you. My favorite fruit in the whole world is durian. And I know you've been to Southeast Asia, so I know you know about durian fruit. What do you think about durian fruit?
Oh, I like durian. As a matter of fact, when I was in Indonesia, going across the border of Indonesia and Brunei, I tasted a durian that had a pineapple taste.
Wow.
From a vendor, so you couldn't find a source. And we were just passing through the immigration.
Wow. So tell me, I know they can grow durian in Puerto Rico and Costa Rica.
And Jamaica.
Jamaica, do they grow durian? Because you never hear people talk about it. Is it popular in Jamaica?
There are only a few trees and only a few collectors know about it.
But it will grow well there.
I don't know. I know the people are trying. It takes time for a durian tree to grow.
Yes.
Bill Whitman tried it here in Bal Harbour. and he never succeeded.
Yes. So for young fruit enthusiasts out there, that want to explore the world and bring new fruits to the United States, what advice would you have for them?
If must first have a permit. And secondly, the most important thing is to have a contact over there. Because you might go there, whether it's on vacation or otherwise, but you're going at the wrong time of the year. And if you go to the market would probably not have it. So you have missed the opportunity. But if you have a collector friend, he has everything at his doorstep. He has his greenhouse, he has everything growing. So you got to have contacts. Yeah. And that's the secret of my success, contacts. Because prior to this, when you go on trips, even with Chris Rollins, you go to the market, and so you bring it back seeds. With my collected friends, you get budwood.
Sure.
So
now,
so as long as you have rootstock here, then it's not a problem.
India has a tremendous variety of mangoes. Have you been to India, and have you tried different mangoes there?
I have never been to India, no.
Okay.
I have been to enough country to add one more.
Yes. Okay.
I should have, but never got around doing it. India, Laos, I've been to Cambodia. One of the few places that have mangoes that I have never been to.
So in all of the world you've traveled, I know taste is subjective to each different person, but what's the best fruit that you've ever tasted in all over the world when you travel?
Mango.
Mango. And what's the best mango? What's your favorite mango you ever tried?
The one I'm eating right now.
The one you're eating right now. What's your top 3 mangoes? East
Indian, and there is a reason for it. East Indian has a kidney shape, right? This is just my personal opinion, and some Jamaicans too. You eat the top part of the mango, and when you go down to the tip part of it, it appears you have that concentration of sweetness, and that's when I get my high.
Yeah. Okay, so East Indian's your favorite mango. What's your top 3?
That's a toss-up. I like Bombay because it has a unique taste.
Which one?
Bombay.
Bombay, okay.
And not because I'm Jamaican, you know.
Sure.
And the Thai mangoes, of course.
The Thai mangoes.
I would say the Southeast Asian mangoes and the Jamaican mangoes.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's great. So in terms of in Haiti, I know mangoes that are grown in Haiti, from my understanding is they use no spray, everything there is organic. Is that true of Jamaica and other islands in the Caribbean as well, or is it?
Most trees in Jamaica are backyard trees, and they don't use chemical.
But on a commercial level, the ones that are brought into the United States, are those most likely using chemicals on those farms?
I have never visited a farm there, so I am able to give you an opinion.
Sure. Now, some mangoes have seeds that are true to seed, and some have mangoes that are not true to seed. Even the ones that are supposed to be true to seed, would you say that's not 100% all the time?
No. The Southeast Asian mangoes are what you call polyembryonic, and you usually have 2 or 3 sprouts. One is the exact copy, and the other is similar to the parent.
Okay. Throughout your life, Maurice, has this been your hobby or your job? Like, have you had another career and you did this as a hobby, or is this
this is a hobby that I picked up when I came here to the United States. Okay. Before, all I did is eat the fruit. Here I grow it and I eat it.
Yes. Okay. What do you think is the most underrated fruit here in Florida, in your opinion?
Underrated. I never thought of that. It'd be difficult. I have to think about that to give an answer.
I think the most underrated fruit, if you care to know, is white sapote. I think it's a wonderful fruit that enough people don't know about here in South Florida.
White sapote is a nice tasting fruit, but to some people it has a bitter aftertaste.
The variety, on some varieties, the skin has a bitter aftertaste, but some varieties don't have that. It's really amazing.
I don't know white sapote enough to make an opinion.
Yes. And okay. And what's your opinion about black sapote? Have you tasted many varieties of that or no?
A few. It's not one of my favorite. I usually use it to blend with my other fruits to make a juice in the morning.
Sure. And how many different varieties of sapodilla have you tasted, would you say? Many? All of them?
No, only a few. I have ate the ones that Zill has, Oscuscab, and I forgot a couple of names, Moreno, Tikal, the one from Hawaii, I forgot the name, Olano. Of course, the Jamaican ones and the Indonesian ones, and Thai ones too. There's a nice one called Macaque.
Macaque, that's a mini one, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's one called Silas Wood, this fellow in Homestead.
Oh yes, Silas Wood.
Now, there's a new one out, well, it's not new, but it's one called Giantia. It comes from Nicaragua. Have you heard of that? Giantia, or Gigantica, comes from Nicaragua. Have you heard of that?
I am not aware of it.
And what about butterscotch? Have you heard of this?
Butterscotch what?
The sapodilla.
No.
No, okay. All right, so let's see. The star apples, if you go to the typical nursery, the Camito, there's green and there's purple. They don't have names. But they're not seedlings. They're grafted green or grafted purple. But then I go to Laura Farms and they have all these different names for different ones. He has the Hippolito, he has your Burgess, and so on. What's your opinion about the typical hybrid or grafted green versus the purple? Any idea about that or opinion?
I haven't really. It's a popular fruit for me, but it is not a favorite fruit of mine. And when I get a star apple, I just enjoy it, irrespective of the cultivar.
I know two of the most popular fruits in Jamaica are ackee and jackfruit. And I've heard you talk about ackee. Tell us a little about jackfruit. I know you've been to Asia.
In my time, because I'm speaking about 40-something years ago,
yes.
There was no... Jackfruit are grown from seeds in Jamaica. So, excuse me, Jamaica did not have any quality jackfruits to what we have today.
Okay.
The best jackfruits are from Indonesia and Thailand, more so than Burma and Cambodia.
There's a fruit called champadak, which is similar to jackfruit, but it doesn't grow here in Florida. Have you tried champadak?
I have tried champadak, which is very, very, very popular in Indonesia, but I've never tasted champadak or hybrid of champadak here.
Do you think it's known in Jamaica, the champadak?
No.
No.
Just my collectors.
Okay, but the collectors in Jamaica probably grow it. Maybe?
Probably.
Yes. Okay, I'm thinking about avocados. Okay, there's a lot of different varieties of avocados out there. Do you have any experience of tasting different avocados around the world that you've...
No. I am just familiar with the Jamaican one called Simmons. And one of the first avocado I liked here is a small little one called Lula or Luli.
Yes.
And it has a lot of discoloration on the skin. But I don't rate it by the skin. I rate it by the taste. I like one with a buttery taste.
Sure.
So I'm not an expert in avocado.
Now I want to ask you something you might know about soursop. There's a thought that soursop leaves are good against cancer, but I just heard all of the fruit from the Annona family has a neurotoxin inside it that can create atypical Parkinson's disease. Is this common in Jamaica where people limit the amount they eat because of this?
We eat soursop whenever we have access to. The most popular way we enjoy soursop is either in ice cream or as a drink which we mix it with condensed milk.
So there's no health concerns of the toxicity. What about the seeds?
If they eat the seeds, that's a different story. But a lot of them, seeds are toxic.
What about star fruit? They say star fruit is not healthy for people that have kidney issues because the toxin in it. Have you heard about this?
I have heard some talk about it, but I only eat a few on my tree, so that's neither here or there.
Sure.
And that's why I like to grow the Fuang Tung. It's milder, it's sweeter, and it's a good beer and backyard fruit. For those who are going to ship carambola, Fuang Tung does not stand up to shipping. Ones like Sri Kembangan is hard, is firm, and it take the shipping. There are others like it too.
Sure.
That's my opinion.
What about Jabba de Caba? Have you tasted many of these varieties?
I have tasted the regular cauliflower and the one that in Big Planky called Graudo. Adolf Grimmel's Graudo. I have even grafted Graudo on my cauliflower and it fruited. But I lost the tree because I killed it by accident.
Now, lychee, it's lychee season right now, a lychee season, and they're very popular, but because of the mite...
Yeah, every nose mice.
Do you think that it's, if somebody was growing fruit trees just starting out, and they didn't have a big space, but they like lychee, would you recommend them not growing it because of the mite, or would you say, don't worry about that?
I would tell them, hold on, growing lychee for now. Until they have solved the errand nose mice, I would recommend they grow something else, longan or something.
Sure. What are a couple of fruits that might be popular that you personally don't like or care for?
There are very few fruits that I don't like. I can't even think of one.
Okay, when you were in Asia, there was I'm sure you had the queen of fruit, mangosteen. It's not very grown much here in South Florida. Did I grow it in Jamaica?
On a very limited scale, primarily by collectors. And one botanical garden there at Castleton.
What about a very popular Caribbean fruit that isn't really well known here, but Julie and Laura introduced it to me? It's Mamey Americana. Tell us.
Mamey Americana, I know it from Jamaica. It's this size, and it's a fruit you never pick it on a tree. It must fall to the ground, and it has a flavor of apricot.
Yes, and there are several different varieties that they have. This one that sticks to the stone and some that don't.
I don't know.
Is this fruit popular in Jamaica?
No, in the sense that it is not grown all parts of Jamaica. Maybe in certain areas, and I am not very familiar with that plant.
Okay. Have you tried it in Florida?
Yes, of course, many times.
Okay.
I have had Mamey Americana in Jamaica. I've had in St. Vincent in the Caribbean, Guyana, and Trinidad.
Sure.
Julian had one from the Dominican Republic, I think they call it.
Yes.
I haven't tried that as yet.
Okay. Now, from the Annona family, there's a lot of different types of fruits. Relinia, you have soursops, and you have sugar apples, and are very popular here. Have you tasted the red custard apples?
The ones that Julian has, yes.
Yes.
I still prefer the one from Cuba, the white flesh one with the yellow, kind of yellow green skin. That is smooth, sweet.
Sure.
But of course, I haven't tried in other countries, so I am not the right person to ask.
Another thing is cacao fruit, where they make chocolate from the beans. Is this something that in Jamaica they grew when you were growing up?
No.
And the people eat the beans, but the real health properties are in the fruit. Have you ever tried the fruit of a cacao?
Yes, I've had it.
Yes.
In Grenada.
Yes, in Grenada. Okay. Now, another popular one is breadfruit. This is a very popular fruit that some people North Florida struggle with, or even in West Palm, because they say it doesn't get warm enough. What's your experience with breadfruit in South Florida?
I've only had it a few times from friends that happen to fruit the tree. I think one was grown around Pinecrest, and it was a Jamaican lady that grows it. I like it roasted in soups, fried in strips. Nothing special about that.
Can it be eaten raw, or must it be cooked?
You cannot eat it raw, not to the best of my knowledge. Okay. Nobody has in Jamaica anyway.
Sure. So much great information, everybody. So much wisdom after all these years. What about bananas? What's your favorite types of bananas, or you're not familiar with the different
varieties? Basically, to me, there are just two types. The regular ones and the ones from Thailand. They call it apple banana.
Sure. I can go on and on with questions, but I've been here long enough. I hope this content is going to bless you the way it blessed me, and I thank you so much for having me come on out and doing this interview.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, that was amazing to meet somebody who's been around the community for so long and just grafting different trees and exploring the world. So from somebody who grew up not ever tasting fruit from a tree until I was 20 years old, maybe 19 or 20 years old, to now where I'm doing this and teaching people about these fruits. It's a great opportunity to meet other people that are trailblazers in this world. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Put your comments below, and if you're growing fruit or have any information about these, let me know. And thank you.